I hope this video reaches you today if you've had a sudden passing of someone you really love in your life. Something you wasn't expecting, even though you know in your heart and in your brain it's going to happen at some point. When it happens, it's the most shocking feeling in the world. You go through all the emotions and you just want the pain to end. You want to skip from, this is me talking about myself, because I've literally, a couple days ago, I lost my granddad, and honestly, I want to do this video to first of all talk about grief and go through how I've experienced it, but also help you feel less alone if you are going through it, and to honour him, because I love him so much. But some of the things that I've gone through, I feel like helping share those will let you feel like, oh, I had that, oh, I experienced that. And it might make you feel like that person is close to you. But nothing prepares you for a death, especially when it's unexpected and sudden. And obviously, if it is expected, that is also a level of pain that no one can put into a scale. And everyone's pain is different. Everyone's coping mechanism is different. You might be the type of person that kind of just sits with themselves and deals with it themselves. Or you might be the type of person that wants people around them. You know, that's something I've definitely done. I've noticed that old me would have very much tried to close myself off and just deal with it myself. Whereas new me is reaching out to my family, you know, surrounding myself with my family. And it's made the world of difference because you feel less alone. And if you're in a situation where, so for example, my situation was I got a message early Friday morning, and you all know when you get that message to call someone that isn't going to be a good sign. Like I got a feeling in the pit of my chest. I was like, oh my God, this isn't a good sign. And then I got this phone call and I got told that my granddad had passed away. And at first I was like, which one? Because I've got two granddads. So one's in Spain and one's in the UK. And I got told it was the one in Spain. And when I tell you, at first, when I got told that information, I was very much in survival mode. So I was very much in the mode of, oh, okay, right, okay, oh, shit, like, right, cool, thank you so much, like, let me know the details. And the thing with Spain is, if you bury someone, they do it within, like, 24 hours, 72 hours, it's really, really quick. And because they're in Spain, it doesn't really give me that time to get all my ducks in a row. So I initially remember getting that message, having the phone call, getting told that information, hanging up, being paralysed for a second, and just bawling my absolute eyes out. And when I tell you, I was sat there and I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe it. This is crazy. This can't be actually happening. Like, this is final. Like, oh my God. Wow. And then I went into kind of the mindset of, what do I do? How do I get out there? Oh my God, like, financially, is it going to be okay? Am I going to be able to get there? Is it going to cost me money to get there? And obviously you don't want to think about that when that has happened, but it's a very valid concern. It's a very valid worry to go, okay, like, I know that this is what's happened. How am I going to get myself out there financially? So then you struggle with the guilt of, like, can I actually go out there? Like, I feel like a really terrible person if I can't. If I don't go out there, is it going to show that I don't care? Am I a bad person? Will they know that I love them so much if I wasn't there? And I think I took the hard decision. I rang a friend, so I made sure to reach out to my amazing friend who woke up at like 6 a.m. to speak to on the phone. Because at the first I was like, oh my God, do I like ring someone at this time? Like, what do I do? So I ring this friend, they're on the phone to me, I'm talking about it, you know, I'm processing it as much as I can, because again, it's not one of those things you just process like that. And I just remember like talking it through and thinking, what flights can I get, what can I do? And I took a little step back and I thought, what would my granddad want me to do in this situation? He wouldn't want me to go through all this stress and all of this stuff. And bearing in mind it was 2 days away, I didn't know what time the actual funeral was going to be, so I was like, okay, like, let me wait for that to come along. And then as the morning went on, I was just like, okay, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get out there. Like, I'm not going to be able to get out there. And then I went through the emotions of, oh my God, I'm a bad person. Like, this is really sad. Like, oh, this is a shame. But then I also thought to myself, I was like, as much as I want to be there physically, he has already gone. Like, his soul is no longer in his body. Like, he has left. And he is up there, hopefully, resting in peace, feeling his best self, probably with the Beatles, you know, John Lennon, playing as much golf as he can. and cheating on all the board games to his heart's content. I think I got that from him. Apparently he cheated at Uno. And do you know what? It makes sense, because when I was younger and I used to play Monopoly, I used to try and take money from the bank and be like, come on, give us a lend, give us some money. So I got it from him, you know? I got the Beamish-Knight gene from him. So yeah, so I was very much like, okay, like, make a decision. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like, it's just not gonna work. I'll have to figure out going over there at some other point, right? And when I tell you the immense guilt I felt so bad, and it was honestly horrendous, but I knew that wasn't the right choice. And then I knew that my cousins were doing something so wonderful on the Sunday, and they were like, okay, the next best thing we could do was all to sit around on the sofa together and just put the Formula One on, because I'm obsessed with Formula One and my granddad was so obsessed with Formula One. It was hilarious. Like, that's something we used to really bond over, and I used to really, really cherish. And he loves Lando like I love Lando, so I was so grateful. And I put my little McLaren hat with me and I was ready to go for the day, and I just kind of accepted that that's what I was going to do. And then I thought, you know what, I'm also going to honour him in my own way. So this is your sign that even though you think it's conventional to do those things, sometimes it's not your way of grieving, and you deserve to grieve however you want. What anyone's expectation is, no, it's however you want to grieve. Don't feel the pressure from other people to grieve in their way. You grieve in your way. So if that means not putting yourself, like doing what I did, not going to a different country for the funeral, then that is what you've got to do. You know, I have relationships that I'm no longer close with, and I just knew I couldn't be in a situation where it was relationships and the passing of my granddad. So that was another major factor for me. And I was just very much like, I can't physically do both. Like, that's too much. So I, again, grieved in my own way. I was doing the thing today, which was Sunday. I was doing the thing today, watching the Formula One, which was incredible. We all sat around doing jokes, doing stories, watching the Formula One, seeing Lando Norris get pole. I was like, he definitely made that happen from up there. And just connecting and just having love in that room and sharing amazing stories. We put the Beatles on because he loves the Beatles as well. And I even spent the day yesterday with my beautiful housemate, and we did things that bring me joy, but also in memory of my granddad. So he was Italian and he loved his espresso. So I had an espresso yesterday morning and I had espresso this morning. And do you know what? If you're going through this as well, and you, for example, like you get to the night time, you might feel great all day. Like, you might feel really good all day. Gets to night time, bawling your eyes out. I'm telling you now, I got to bed after such a beautiful, wonderful day, and I didn't cry a tear. And it's only been 48 hours, so, you know, it's only just happened. But I didn't shed a tear all day. I felt so happy all day. Got to the evening by myself, crying, like streaming. I had to have tissue up my nose. Do you know what I mean? It was not a good look, but, you know, we listen and we don't judge. And yeah, like, I had that experience and I couldn't sleep till 3 a.m. And I was looking back at messages, I was looking back at pictures, I was reminiscing. I was like, bless him, like, he really did check in on me. He made sure I was okay. He'd always like be like, how was your interview today? How did that go today? How are you? Oh, I'm gonna call you soon for a catch up. Because I also thought to myself, I was like, did I do enough? Like, did I do enough? Did he know I loved him? Like, did he know how much I loved him? Because I really friggin' did. And I looked back at our messages and I was like, I would say I love you. You know, we'd call every so often. And I just looked back and I thought that was the greatest gift. And obviously, like, you know, not knowing how he feels, like knowing if he did know I loved him was a passing thought. But he would have known. Like, he absolutely would have known. And on our last phone call that I had with him, because on Tuesday I was like, no, I need to call him because I've been meaning to call him. I needed to call him. I spoke to him and I was like, I'm going to make you proud with the Beamish-Knight name. So I'm telling you now, if I didn't give myself a boost to never stop, I now have it. He is my inspiration. He will be the drive when I have self-doubt and I just don't want to keep going. I'll just think of him. And when I was crying my eyes out yesterday, I looked at a card that he sent me that he had handwritten, and it was the most beautiful card I've ever seen, and I will constantly have it with me and cherish it. Because the words in it was so cute. It was like, look at it from time to time to know that you're going to strive high. And it was just so amazing. And my granddad wasn't one with emotions. Like, he wasn't the most emotional kind of person, which, you know, is everyone, is each their own. But the card was so sentimental and so incredibly beautiful. I was reading that out and I was like, oh my God. And I felt that belief in him. I felt like he believed in me. And again, on those days where I'm going to doubt myself, and when you doubt yourself, just know that without you realising, people actually really do believe in you. People see things in you that you don't see in yourself. And if you're going through grief right now, I just want you to know that it's okay. And you're going to have times where you're going to be like, okay, I actually feel normal, I feel okay. And then you're going to have times where you're going to absolutely cry your eyes out and you can't sleep. And you might wake up the next day with an emotional hangover and feel like shite. You might question, did I give enough? Did they know I loved them? When is this pain going to end? I don't know when it's going to end. Like, again, it's very fresh for me, but we just don't know when these things are going to end. But the one thing that is important to do that I am doing is I'm honouring the emotions, but I'm also allowing them to come up when they're coming up, and I'm just not stopping them. So if I'm sat in my room at 4 p.m. and I start bawling my eyes out, it's going to happen, you know? I'm going to let it. This morning, again, I would never have done this back in the day. This morning when I had the Nespresso and I got the message to say that he'd been put to rest, I was sat out in that garden having an espresso, crying my eyes out, absolutely upset, because I was like, wow, it's completely over. And all the amazing memories came back to me. And again, I will forever be grateful that I spoke to him on the phone that day and that we had such an amazing phone call. And he lost his wallet, and bless him, he couldn't find it. I helped him learn Google Maps just before the age of 80. He found out the satellite view, helped him with that, and then he managed to get his wallet back and he was fine and he was happy. And he sent me a very cute little picture that will ever stay in my heart, because it was something I talked about on the phone call, and obviously that's something I keep between me and him, but it was the most amazing thing. So if you do question, you know, with this situation, if I don't feel like I can go to a funeral, I don't feel comfortable going there because there's dynamics there that aren't healthy for me, it's okay to put yourself first. And I know some people might see it as selfish, I get that and I understand. But that person that loves you will want you to do what's best and what is comfortable for you. And also, you have the right to grieve in your own way. You have the right to say goodbye however works for you. I've read online that some people don't actually ever go to funerals. And it doesn't mean you care less. It doesn't mean that you appreciate them less or you love them less. It just means that your grieving stage is different, and that is okay. This is your time to focus and think about yourself and mourn that person that you love. Doing it in your own way. And just because someone else will do A, B and C doesn't mean that's what you have to do or what's right for you and what's going to make you feel at peace with the situation. Doesn't mean that goodbye that they do is going to make you feel connected to that person. And it's hard to say no to things because you feel like you're being a bad person, but you can't abandon yourself just to make everyone else feel comfortable rather than you. And some people might not understand, and that is absolutely okay. But I am so grateful that I spent the afternoon today with my cousins and we had laughs and chuckles and we all did it in our own way, and we will continue to do it in our own way. There's no wrong or right path for grief. There's no wrong or right answer. There's no wrong or right way to mourn someone. Whatever feels right for you is what you need to do. And if you're like me, this is the first time you've had someone close to you pass away when you're a bit older, then you can feel very confused of what to do and what the next steps are. But I'm encouraging you, even if you feel like you're the type of person to take things on your own, start reaching out for support and help, and ask people to support you and love you and hug them and cry and let it all out. No vulnerability is too much. Don't feel ashamed for having a morning of crying. Don't feel ashamed for not being able to sleep at night because you're so upset and distraught. That doesn't mean anything negative. That means how deeply you love that person. And when I tell you the depth of how much I love my granddad, it can't be measured. I'm telling you now, what an incredible person. I'm forever grateful for him, and I think he's an incredible, incredible man, even if he was a cheater when it came to the games. But I rated that because, again, I'm cheeky, I get it from him. And I want you to think of all the positive, amazing experiences you had with that person and keep him alive through that. And again, even if it gets some months down the line, we all process it differently. No everyone is the same. I got distracted by IKEA. Not everyone's process is the same. It will take people, it could take you years. I've heard of people that years later it still affects them. I've heard of people, that... Actually, I haven't heard of anything else. I've just heard it takes people years, to be honest. And, again, you're going to look at their picture. Sometimes you'll be okay. Sometimes you'll be upset. You'll mention their name. Sometimes you'll be okay. Sometimes you'll be upset. And it might get louder when you're on your own. it might get harder. But I promise you now, it will get easier over time. And I'm not speaking from experience, but I know that's how healing works. But again, with this sort of situation, this is my first time for someone that's incredibly close to me in my heart. But what I know I will do is, and I encourage you to do the same, I will encourage to remember all the amazing things that he did, all those times he checked in on me. I will encourage myself to thrive and push myself and make him proud and use it as motivation. Those times where I question if he knew how much I loved him, he did. He absolutely knew. And if I am upset or scared, I'll just ask someone or speak to someone and speak to my friends and family. Don't be afraid to ask for support and connection. You know, that's so important. Don't be afraid to speak up about your emotions and your feelings. It's not too much, especially when something like this happens. It's so hard. Nothing prepares you for it. And if you're in the stage and you have to be the one that holds it all together because it's happened to your direct family and you're the one that's in charge, I am so proud of you. You're doing amazing. And it is okay not to be okay. You don't have to hold it together for everybody else. I know the responsibility is on your shoulders, but honestly, you don't have to keep it all together. You can also ask for support. I used to also think that how deeply I cared for people was like a flaw, but the amount of love I feel for this person, for my granddad, and for the depth of emotions that I feel for him, I now see feeling deeply as a positive, because I go, wow, I really have the capacity to love someone that friggin' much. Crying isn't a bad sign. It's a sign of how much I really truly love this person and how much I truly love him still. And I just want you, if you're going through this right now, if this has literally just happened to you, if it's a shock like it was for me, then I want this to be a comfort to you. I want my opening up and vulnerability to feel like, do you know what, actually, this is what's happening to me right now. And hopefully some guidance on what will be beneficial for you because it's happened and helped for me. Because truly, nothing is ever going to prepare you for this sort of situation. But I know over time in my heart that everything is going to be okay. And what is that person going to want? They're not going to want you moping around for months and months and months. They're going to want you to live their life. Live their life. Well, yeah, I suppose live their life, live your life, and maybe live their life through you. And it's a reminder to how truly precious people are in our lives, and also a reminder on how much you actually love someone, which is an incredible thing. Don't keep it all in. Speak to people about it, and just know that you are not alone. Like, absolutely not alone. And if your usual coping mechanism is to bottle it all up or push people away or not talk to people, I hear you, I get you. But as much as scary as it is because you think someone's going to reject you, just reach out to that one person and let that load. It's not too much. Reach out to that one person and confide in them. And I promise you'll feel at least 1% better. Just the 1%. And I know it can be tempting to drink your sorrows away, eat your feelings. And, you know, don't get me wrong. If you need to do that for a couple of days, I'm not encouraging the drinking, but if you need to do that for a couple of days to help, then that is your way. But please don't let it get into a cycle. Please don't make it be what you do reoccurring, because it's not going to be healthy for you. And that person that has left will want you to be healthy and happy, just like you deserve to be. Time is the biggest healer. Again, I've not experienced in this type of way, but I've experienced in other areas of my life. Time is the biggest healer. Everything is going to be okay. Just focus on remembering how much you truly love that person. I hope you have, I know this has been a bit of an intense one, but I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. I'm thinking of you. I'm sending you hugs. Everything is, again, going to be okay. And ciao for now, Bellas.